All right, before we get started with this next segment, this next interview, this next guest, this next person, TJ, can you just do a real quick thing for me? Not a big deal. Mark, I haven't told you about this, but just if you could just go ahead and fix something for me. Yep. Go ahead and take that Mostly Sports logo. There we go. All right. So it is Rasslin.
What just happened?
Well, we just nothing. I wouldn't worry about it. So I went ahead and changed the logo to Rasslin because this is my wrestling show now. We have a very special guest. You can be here. That's fine. It's cool.
Okay.
I don't mind. I know
we're doing a podcast inside a podcast?
We're doing a podcast inside a podcast.
All right.
And we're doing that because we have, what would you fair to say, a legend?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. It is the champ. Cody Rhodes is here with his big shiny belt and his nice shiny shoes. Cody Rhodes, hello, and I called you out. I said, I want you on that couch, and I want you on that couch this week. And what did you do, Cody? You showed up.
I showed up a day later, but I am concerned about your willing it into existence. If you're calling guys out or calling girls out for the show, you're just running a risk.
Running a risk like how? Were you considering violence?
If you no. If you promise, you have to deliver. Does Rasslin have a reputation of delivering?
Wrestling has one reputation, and that is being canceled because Barstool didn't believe in it. That's why I have to start That's why I have to start new shows called Mostly Sports and sneak wrestling in.
Yeah, it's like a Trojan horse situation. Right. Wrestling.
Here's the key: they don't know what's happening right now.
Well, it's probably inside baseball, but I want to ask: why does something? Mostly Sports is obviously it's covering a broader area, a broader base of people to talk to. But you didn't think there was enough on the wrestling side of it, or do you think it was maybe some of the guests you had?
The guests were awesome. You were a one-time guest.
I was a one-time guest.
Yes,
yeah,
and I was doing great. The numbers were great. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't speak to your line of work. I really can't. I don't know. I bet you work with some wonderful people. But the people above me at this company are morons. And they decided, hey, we're going to cancel 5 shows and we're going to throw wrestling in there, even though it had seven straight videos of over 100,000 views and it was doing great. And yours was one of those videos. Not a big deal, Cody. You're here now.
I feel like, and I feel you.
Right.
I get this. Mm-hmm. I get this. But you want this to be undeniable. Where would the views need to be for that not to have happened?
I don't know the answer because they were way above the threshold that they normally use. We had an old...
You think somebody maybe just, and I'm not accusing.
I do.
Do you think somebody might not have liked wrestling?
Somebody was trying to squash my career. That's what was happening.
Well, look at you. Wow. You're thriving, bro.
I am thriving. I really am. Wow. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you. You showed up. You have your belt. I have my belt.
You look fucking awesome, Cody. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room.
Oh, we're doing that right now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it right now. I mean, it looks like I saw the belt come in, and I don't know. I just wanted to get that off the.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I just want to like he's got this belt. And,
right. Now my belt looks stupid.
And he looks the way he looks, and then you got that belt. You look the way you look, and it's just like it's blowing my mind a little bit. It's blowing my mind. Yeah, and I just wanted to say that. That's not a question.
Is it the belt or the suit?
I don't know. It's the whole.
Thank you.
It's everything. And maybe it helps if you're sitting next to Connor. I don't know, but I just
Connor's wearing the merch of the podcast within a podcast.
Yeah.
And he's kind of leaned back too, so he's making me look bigger. I'm about Connor now in this moment.
What?
I'm gonna plug this because he said such a nice thing. Thank you, by the way. It's a custom suit from my guy Anthony Mason in Roswell, Georgia. All customs, head to toe. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've gone and. As you get older, I feel like, and you get more into the suit culture, things change a little bit. You start tailoring them in, the next you know, you get them the full customs, and it's a slippery slope.
So do you enjoy this? Do you enjoy putting on the suit every day, or does it get burdensome?
No, I love it, and I don't have a lot of if my wife and I are to go on vacation or something, I don't have a lot of what do you wear to dinner clothes.
Yeah.
It's basically polos. I tried some white chinos the other day that not a lot of people saw, thank God. It just wasn't.
So it didn't work?
I couldn't pull it off as well as I thought, but I really do like just suits. I like it all the time.
You guys just took a long European tour, right? Three weeks? Is that about right?
That's right.
How many suits did you take? Give me an over under 15 suits.
I think we're right in the spot. I think I might have had 11 suits. I might have, because I was lucky. I did all the TVs, Monday Night Raw, and I did SmackDown. I did one loop of live events. Road Dogg, who's Road Dogg.
Sure.
He's in charge of live events in terms of booking and he spread it out in a really great way. Nobody got burnt out. Punk had a weekend. I had a weekend. Seth had a weekend. And the TVs were, if you watched anything that we did over there, really gangbusters. Those fans were incredible, and I hope it continues on the road to WrestleMania.
So now that we are on the road to WrestleMania, we're real close, right? We're a couple of weeks away from the big event out in Vegas, and you and John Cena, when you walked in, I don't know if you took stock of your surroundings in here.
Always do.
What did you notice maybe on the backs of some producers here?
Well, no, I just think he made a statement.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to make it clear he was a John Cena fan, which that's not like a hot take.
Right.
One of the most popular wrestlers of all time, often referred to as the greatest of all time, but right there it's the spinner. I think once we locked the belt, the locked spinner, and then the there he is. There's John holding it up. Yeah. So no heat. No heat.
TJ, anything? You weren't wearing that shirt,
right? You changed into
that. Cody was coming in, and you changed into it. I mean,
that's a little heat if you changed into the shirt.
He has not been wearing the shirt all day.
This wasn't a coincidence.
Are you a lifelong John Cena fan?
Honestly, I'm not a lifelong.
Then what are you doing?
When I was growing up,
guest?
I became more and more of a John Cena appreciator as I I evolved as a fan.
I'm curious in terms of so many words right there that I want to bite on here. So as you evolved as a fan, I'm assuming as you got a little smarter to the industry, or just your tastes changed.
Yeah. During like the common Super Cena era, I wasn't like maybe the biggest fan of that. Like,
what would you say? And I am sincerely asking.
Yeah.
What would you say is your highlight as a Cena fan?
It's probably him losing at some point in his career, like
I
going over in 2011. Or
the reason I ask is because I recently uncovered some of just, it might have been Super Cena era, might not, but unbelievable feats of strength that I look back at and he did with such ease.
Right.
And I know at one point he was squatting 600 plus.
Yeah.
But there's him putting Big Show and Edge on his back, and just, I don't think we will see an athlete like that who's such a multi-tool. And again, I'm not here to wax poetic about John, but we're talking about WrestleMania, talking about why he's on shirts like that and why he's so popular. But looking back, I had forgot. Insanely powerful dude.
Yeah.
Just the real deal, as strong as it gets, and there's not many like that anymore. So, yeah.
Well, we're also on the road to WrestleMania, and he, being this great legend, he also kicked you in the balls a couple of weeks ago and left you laying and bloodied you and decided to come after that thing that's sitting to your left.
He actually hit me with this watch, too.
Oh.
Yeah. Put it right upside.
Look at that watch.
Yeah.
And
that's really nice.
And that's what I heard about you. You bring Rolex watches to everybody that hosts you on podcasts?
Right. My Rolex gift giving days, I do believe, are behind me.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Only because that's a costly habit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a costly habit. But who knows? Could bring it back.
How many gifts have you given in the wrestling world that ended up being used as weapons against you?
Well, this one was a gift for me.
That's right. Okay.
This one was a gift for me, and the final boss, The Rock, who, head of the board at TKO, he also, I don't think he used it against me physically, but psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
Him in his social media game posted the Rolex that he received for WrestleMania 40. You know what hurts my feelings more than that, though?
Well, what is that?
I've never seen my friend, who I think the highest of, I've never seen Seth Rollins wear his.
Really? He's never worn it?
I've never seen it. So it's like maybe one time, bro.
Not everybody.
Like maybe Hall of Fame, just put it on. We take a picture together with it, or just let me see it. I've never seen it on him.
Seth isn't a flashy guy. Like, he's not a guy who's going to wear a lot of flash and like, look at me, look at my outfit.
He's an incredibly conservative dresser, but I wish he could throw it on one time for me. That is my wish.
I want to talk about WrestleMania, because when you return to WWE, this event in particular has been, I don't want to say the Cody showcase, but you made your return at WrestleMania in Dallas, where you beat Seth Rollins. You then went the next year, you main evented against Roman Reigns. Didn't work out that time. The next year, you main evented against Roman Reigns. Finished the story, got that belt, and now you're facing one of the most legendary wrestlers in the history of the game.
You can touch it, man.
Fresh off him,
touch it, Connor. Touch that thing.
Fresh off him changing his ways, like you've been in the biggest spot on WrestleMania for the last 4 years. What's different about this one than the others?
I mean, WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. And I feel like if you ever find yourself in a position where you're of the thought, oh, just another WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Headline, going on last Sunday, main event, closing the year down for WWE. I feel if you ever find yourself in that situation where that's just normal, you're Roman Reigns, basically. Who's somebody who had been in that position so many times and could be so locked in over set amount of years. This one in particular, it's bittersweet. I'm very much locked into, I know what the rigors of the week are going to be like. I know what the challenges of the road to WrestleMania are going to be like, and these asks that are going to be coming in at the last minute. I'm aware of the extra stresses that come with it, and they're not stresses at all because you're aware of them. I'm happy about my family being there. I'm happy it's Vegas and wrestling fans who experience Vegas. But it's bittersweet because John Cena was legitimately at one point the dude I drove around for 2 years and learned everything I possibly could from, and I did it my way. I did it very differently than John might have, thought that I would do it. But it's bittersweet because I have to do what John did during that Super Cena run, which is just win. And as much as John Cena has made a lot of enemies as of recent, and you mentioned kicking me, low blow, whatever it may be, there's still an excitement over the fact that he could break Ric Flair's record, that he could get 17, and you're looking at the guy who stops him from doing that. So that's the bittersweet aspect of this. But I'm locked in. Mania being my thing for 3 years and 4 main events, I am incredibly lucky and incredibly blessed. And if it ended tomorrow, if the story was truly finished, I've had an incredibly lucky career. So, and I'm a product of everyone who's around me. I think the first time I was on your show, I was not a product of everyone who was around me. I was arrogant. I was angry, and that's all in there still. But I feel like when I came to WWE, they literally gave me every weapon in the book.
So let me just open that can of worms. It's not really a can of worms, but you were here, I believe, I can't remember the year, but it was around January, right? Maybe December, January.
It's cold, I remember that.
And you still work for AEW, and you looked into my camera and you said, people are not going to believe the move I make next. and I felt like at the time I was like, well, what's he gonna do? He's gonna go for the AEW. He's gonna do this, and lo and behold, the next 3 months unfold, and I'm sitting there with my daughter at WrestleMania, and your music hits, and it's just an awesome, incredible moment. Do you remember that interview and saying that?
Yeah.
And did you have all this in mind? And this has been crazy.
I had and not that I had it in mind, but you do have to be kind of like Batman in a sense that you have to have a plan for the next plan, and the road looked like it was heading that way. But also at the time, I was torn. One thing was my baby, and something that I very much loved and was part of its inception and the origin, and was so lucky to have those guys with me be part of that. But then the other is kind of your destiny calling you, fate, and what you do next. That was just a tricky spot to be in, and incredibly. I'm never going to forget it, and Brandy told me that, and I almost get choked up thinking about it, but she just said, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
And then what I wished for plus a million came true, but that was a heck of a day. I think I was speaking a little bit out of turn saying, like, you're not going to believe it, because that could have been that could have been anything.
You kind of got lucky to back
that could have just been wrestling being wrestling.
Right,
hey, it could have been anything, but I'm happy that my words were correct in the sense that it was going to be a move that was good for the industry.
Why don't I just try it?
Yeah, do it.
Why don't I just try it?
Give it a shot.
Wrestling fans, all of you watching this, you're not going to believe what I have in store for the next 3 months.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
Stay tuned. And then now we just see what happens.
Gave yourself 3 months. I love it, man.
And now we just see what happens.
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing, but you don't know that. I don't know. It worked for Cody.
It's wrestling, man. Every now and then it's, I did that thing. I said it 3 months, and then you did something.
You just got to believe it, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a total pivot right now. By the way, the air conditioner is broken in the studio. 3/4 of your team has already abandoned you.
Yeah.
They've already left.
They already left.
Greg's
They had to
right
get
there.
out of there. Yeah.
Are they just right outside the studio?
Greg's multitasking, too. He's working on, like, a big feature on Cena at the moment while he's in the room with me doing
Well, that's
an
a
interview.
conflict of interest.
It is,
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
all of WWE is a conflict of
wait a
interest.
second.
I saw a list today, and I don't know when you did it, of Cody Rhodes' top 5 favorite video games.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you,
GQ.
I'll tell you, wasn't it GQ?
GQ interview,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay, well, really name dropping on me. You're on a stupid podcast with no air conditioning, and you were in GQ.
I'm going to say this about maybe this was why wrestling went away. is there's a lot of self-depreciation here. You threw your own belt. So you didn't have it with pride so much. There are clothes strewn all over the studio.
That's not true.
There's also an undesignated canine somewhere because there's a giant Chewy box. So there's a dog roaming around somewhere. That would have been really cool if the dog was here.
There is a dog here if you need a dog. Can I explain some things?
Yeah.
So we are at this place, if not narcissistic and egotistical, and we like to have our fans send us gifts. And we had opening day last week for baseball, right?
Yeah.
We asked fans to send us a bunch of gifts, so we opened them on the show. That was our gimmick for opening day.
That was cool.
And these are boxes left over from opening day.
Okay.
And these clothes right here are just clothes that haven't found their way to a permanent home yet.
Okay.
You don't seem like the person that needs leftover T-shirts, but feel free to rifle through them if you'd like.
Well, I'm curious, what kind of dog is it?
I think it's just it's a mixed dog. She comes in a lot. Somebody find the dog for Cody Rhodes.
Get the dog. Somebody get the dog.
The dog.
Get the dog for Cody.
Studio dog?
Yeah, well, she comes in. I keep little.
Let me ask you.
Little information about me. I keep meat sticks behind my desk.
Yeah.
I keep some beef jerky here at all times, so she likes to come in here and get
I
them.
like that. That's how they know. That's how they know they're loved. Do you guys like getting gifts?
I love getting gifts.
I can't stand it.
Why not?
I can't stand gifts
Because people beat you up with them.
Well, that's happened before too, and wrestling gifts are dangerous. My bus, God bless it, one of the bunks is just gifts, and
Cody, that sounds like the most.
It's a great thing, but I would rather a hug, a handshake, than a gift, because you then are now responsible to get it somewhere. You can't leave it in your hotel room. You can't just leave. You can't show that you don't care that way. It's a very tricky spot.
It's a responsibility that you've been given.
So Cody, if I came up to you and was like, man, I really appreciate you doing this. I have $5,000 cash in this hand, but a hug in this hand. You're going for this hand? You're going for the hug?
I would 100% take the hug, solely because there's so many questions with why you would have $5,000, why it's in cash.
Yeah.
And
you'd be right too.
And especially in a place like Barstool.
Yeah.
Like you're walking in, like that seems like you're on a show within a show within a show.
Right.
He took the money.
It would definitely have been gained through unfavorable means.
You know what's interesting? I don't know what I would pick. Try it on me.
Well, I don't have the $5,000 cash.
Yeah, try it. Let me see what I would do in the moment.
All right. I have this brand new Dale Earnhardt cookie jar or a hug.
Oh, well, I'll take the $5,000 cash. Okay. I'll take the cash.
I like all your Dale stuff.
Yeah, it's getting out of control. People send this stuff in too. I
like the Intimidator stuff.
Dale collection.
Good on you.
Got a bunch of,
didn't say anything.
It just goes on and on. I got a ton of stuff.
You're
talking about the video games.
I was.
You're asking about the video games.
And my question was, and this is all due respect, right?
Yeah.
Are you a nerd?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I think nerds kind of inherited the world in a way.
You say that, and beside you is the biggest nerd of all time. So he is very excited. Yes, Connor?
I have so many Star Wars questions.
Connor, say something.
Oh, I love a Star Wars.
Yeah, say something that'll excite Cody.
I'm actually curious what type of Star Wars fan you are, though. I'll just go ahead and ask the hardest question in all of Star Wars fandom.
Should we leave?
Yeah.
I think I know what it is.
Did you like Last Jedi?
I fucking love The Last Jedi.
That's a good guy. Right?
So I watched your interview with Robbie Fox.
Yeah,
you
this
had
guy.
It for second.
Yeah.
It's my third.
What's your second? Empire's your one?
Empire 1, New Hope 2.
This guy, bro.
But I'll save my Star Wars questions for the end because I don't want to get too distracted.
Well, the end's coming up. Go ahead and get you a Star Wars question in. Get you one Star Wars question in.
Yeah.
Go.
This is what you wanted for this interview with you and I. It was gift talking.
Or do you need more time to think about it, Connor?
No. I have.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Are you aware of how similar the ending of your WrestleMania 40 match is to the end of The Last Jedi?
That's a dumb question, man.
How similar to The Last Jedi?
To the ending of The Last Jedi, sorry. Where Kylo Ren is on crate.
Well, who was helping me via force projection?
So, when all the dust settled and it was just you, Roman, and Seth in the ring, Roman had you pretty much dead to rights. He picks up the chair.
He chose to hit Seth.
Chose to hit Seth because he has a long, complicated history with Seth, and Seth was in the Shield gear and everything like that, and it brought back all these hateful memories.
Yeah.
And because Roman gets distracted, then you had a chance to recoup, and you used that to win the match. In Last Jedi on crate, Kylo, all he has to do is go in and take care of the 12 rebels that are left, but instead he sees Luke Skywalker in the same apparel that he was in,
He says more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw that match. I was like, that's Last Jedi. It's one of my favorite matches.
There's a lot of Jedi. There's like Last Jedi, and there's a lot of Return of Jedi in wrestling. I think my love for Star Wars is quite simple, and it's also my love for a great mini movies. But it's a father and son story, so it's very applicable in many ways. But that's good to know that you're not a Last Jedi hater.
I got to step in here.
Step in.
I got to step. Connor. I thought it was going to be a 30-second question. You said your question lasted 2.5 minutes.
I asked him kind of a follow-up on top of the question.
That's why I said we could save it to the end. Going off of that, I guess I could.
Because there's like
no, you're not following up.
So,
no follow-ups.
So Star Wars, though, there's this whole kind of culture that's around it right now. These movies were made for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes sports entertainment and pro wrestling is something for kids. Sometimes.
Agreed.
There's sophisticated stories for sure. But then you hear these people on social going in on Kathleen Kennedy, going in on Disney, talking about how there's a political agenda to Star Wars. It's just Star Wars. We're talking laser blasters. We're talking lightsabers. We're talking the Force, fathers and sons stories. I think your audience on wrestling and mostly sports, I think they should probably just lighten up a little bit on Star Wars, because here's what happens. It's the end of my rant on Star Wars. Hayden Christensen was under the thought that the world hated him for his performance in the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Bro shows up at Celebration a few years ago, and he gets a Road Warrior pop. There we go. We're back in wrestling.
We're back in wrestling.
And you could literally see him touched by this, as if he didn't know that is a whole generation. That's their movies. It's the same with the sequel trilogy that just came out. If you put this in on X, you would be shocked at the amount of hate and weird political, a bizarre outlook on it all. And then 5 years from now, you're going to find out there was a whole generation of kids that love this stuff. They love Rey. They're going to, Batu and all that. They're doing the things. It's just take it easy. That's all I'm saying. Star Wars fans, take it easy. That's the end of my rant. And I got to go, right? Greg, is that it?
No. Greg, I got 2 questions. Got to get 2 questions in here. All right.
Greg is literally deep into this.
Greg doesn't give a shit about what we're talking about over here.
Greg trusts me.
Right.
Which is, thank you for your trust, Greg. Greg trusts me. Years of media training and years of probably when I was on the show previously, and I did say something dumb. Years of that, I don't say anything dumb anymore.
All right, Greg, you can get back to swiping right.
Who's texting me?
Probably Greg. Probably Greg saying, get your...
Yeah.
Well, who was texting you?
It might have been Greg. It wasn't Greg. All
right, 2 quick questions. You have the highest rating on the new WWE 2K25. You're tied with Roman Reigns. Last year Roman was at the top. He had the higher rating. This year you're tied with him. Thoughts?
Well, I bumped up.
You bumped up.
Is that?
But are you mad that you're tied?
As a gamer, is that like a huge responsibility? Is that an awesome honor? Is that just a thing that happened?
I think anytime you're compared in the space of a Roman, Roman is truly just a breathtaking, unbelievably talented, amazing performer, and to be able to get there, and also to be able to have just returned to WWE essentially in this 4-year span and knock that out, that's incredible. But also it sets the pressure for next year. 2K's putting out a game every year. Where does that number go? If you have a wrestler sitting on your couch when you do a podcast within a podcast, and they tell you they don't care about the number, you can go ahead and chalk it off and say, like, that's a liar.
They're lying.
Every wrestler cares about the number. It's the same with that silly magazine that comes out. God bless it. Everyone cares about their number. That's a thing. If you find one that doesn't, they're either in the Hall of Fame already or they're just lying to you.
Last question. I know you got to go. Where Greg is just being a real punk over there, staring daggers at me. I'm a little tired of him, to be honest. Do you think, and this is the most important question you'll answer today, even when you go and pardon my take in a minute. Do you think a horse could play baseball?
I'm thinking of the actual. I'm thinking of the actual game. Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
Because listen, we're just talking about. If this horse comes to the bat,
right,
he's got to be in the batter's box and he's got to hit the ball. Yeah. So I'm assuming the bat's in his mouth.
Find your headphones.
What happened?
We're gonna need to show you something.
Oh, gotcha.
Headphones.
Just find your headphones there. Gotcha. We're gonna show you something real quick, and then we'll let you get out of here. This is just something that I don't know.
Are these chute plugged in, or are these like gimmick headphones?
No, they're real headphones. Okay. Do you not respect us? Do you think we would have fake headphones for you? We would, but
I'm not going to say anything about the studio space.
It's very hot. I understand.
Hot and messy.
It's hot.
TJ, just run that clip and then we'll let him.
It's very important, Cody.
Yeah,
very important.
So that's Mr. A.
That's Sandy Koufax, Cody. He's a Hall of Fame pitcher.
Right.
It just got a hit off.
Yeah, all the way to the wall.
Yeah, all the way to the wall.
So.
Well, outside.
Okay, yeah.
Stadium.
Single, I guess. I guess it's a single. No, he's.
Oh.
And you think it's probably about over. It's probably.
He's going all the way.
Oh, wait.
In the park, Homer.
What? And that is the only reason we ask people to come on Mostly Sports, so we can show them that clip.
What? But I don't understand why you asked me. You just watched this horse not only play baseball but hit a home run.
I wanted to see
and slide, even though it didn't look like he needed to slide.
I wanted to see if you'd make a fool of yourself and say no, a horse can't play baseball when clearly it can. But you knew exactly what to say.
Horses can do a lot.
Horses can do a lot. Could a horse wrestle? And see, we don't have time.
We don't have time.
Yeah, I mean that's a matter of getting him in the ring.
Give me a 1 minute answer here, right? It's your time. It's not my time.
Can I take the headphones off?
You can take the headphones
Thanks.
off. Wrestlemania 41 coming up. John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Give me the elevator pitch on why this is as important as it is.
Well, I think WrestleMania 41 aims to top WrestleMania 40, and WrestleMania 40 was the greatest show WWE had, and I was able.
I agree
to
with
the
that
story there. I am very proud that I was able to get all the way to WrestleMania 41. But it's simple. This is John Cena's final WrestleMania, and whether we love John, my man, or whether John has turned on us, sold out to The Rock, however you look at it, this is it. John Cena's the type that when he says something, he means it. So you are watching history, and for those of you who don't know how history goes, sometimes there's not always a happy ending. So I'm not guaranteeing a happy ending. I'm not guaranteeing John Cena breaks the record. If anything, I'd say you're going to watch your hero. Unfortunately not, but that's life. As we just saw this horse play baseball.
Yeah.
That's life. And WrestleMania 41, truly Vegas, it will top WrestleMania 40 in every match. It's not just John Cena versus myself. You've got the triple threat with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and not to mention AJ Styles and Logan Paul, which every type of fan has a match that they can engage with WrestleMania 41. I look forward to everyone being there. It's going to be exciting.
All right, that's the champ going into WrestleMania 41 against John Cena. Thank you for being here. You can hold. If you'd like to hold the Mostly Sports belt, you could.
Hey, bring it over here.
Yep.
I'm lazy.
We have a shark.
Connor, what are you doing?
I'm lazy.
What are you doing, Connor?
I want Cody Rhodes to sign my basketball.
You sign the Ohio State basketball?
Sign my Ohio State basketball. Yeah, I do this with all my games.
All right, thank you very much, Cody Rhodes, and that is wrestling
that.
inside of Mostly Sports.
Mostly Sports.
Family.